Listen to this, my dear, because this is not an ordinary time. This is neither a random meeting or a whisper in the clamor around you. No, this exact moment, this breath you are taking right now, is carefully planned. It's a divine appointment that was made just for you. My spirit is hurting, my child, but it has nothing to do with who you are, for your essence is pure, but for the hard trips and the hard tribulations you have been through. A strong, overwhelming feeling tonight. Change starts in your sacred space. A deep change in the tides. But you have to stay with me, totally present and paying attention, until these words from the heart of all creation have entirely unfolded. Don't let your mind drift off into the distractions of the world that only last for a short time. If you choose to leave before I'm done speaking, or let your mind wander, you will miss the precise provisions, the unique blessings, and the deep restorations. I have saved aside something special just for you. Stay here, my dear. Stay here at this sacred moment. I can tell you're tired, my darling. I can see the deep tiredness that wakes you up in the early morning. The pain that wakes you up in the early morning when the world is silent and your spirit is most open. I know how hard it is to keep promises that never came true and drifted away. I know the quiet worry that grips you, the fears that you don't say out loud. Responsibilities, the dark clouds of what is due, and the heavy things you have hidden in the darkest corners of your home, thinking that no one would ever see them. But what you hear now is not like any other sound that comes and goes, or any echo from the earthly sphere. This goes directly from my timeless nature to the core of your spirit in this holy, indisputable moment. Your presence here and listening is completely planned. Every event, every time the earth turns, every alignment of the stars, every breath you took, and every step you took, all came together so that you may get this exact knowledge, this deep truth, at this exact moment in time, on this exact day. This isn't just luck. This is how God planned it. This is for you. My dear, nothing, absolutely nothing, gets past my all-seeing eyes. I watched the tears that poured silently, unseen by people. You cried tears that you hid from others because you thought you were the only one who was sad. Your calm, kind pleas reached me in the darkest hours of the night, when problems, like shadows that never went away, hindered you from finding calm, when sleep wouldn't come to your tired eyelids. I stood by you as an unseen protector. When loyalty was broken, when the holy tie of trust was broken, it left you feeling weakened, diminished, and severely traumatized. We saw every single tear that spilled from your eyes, by me. None of them got away from my eternal awareness. There was not a single drop of your pain that went unnoticed, unheard, or unrecorded in the holy records of your existence. I was there. I'm here. You have felt like you don't exist. Have you not, my dear? It was as if your hard work, your kind heart, and the value that radiates through you were all completely ignored by the people you wanted to notice. You offered everything you had and even more, but only your mistakes, your little falterings, were moved to the front and made bigger for everyone to see. They only wanted a beautiful image, something that no one can ever have, and they didn't care about what you did, all the small wins you had. And this, my darling, has hurt you terribly and left bruises on your spirit. You have carried a distinct heaviness, a deep weight that no one else completely understood. It was a sadness that was masked behind a smile and kept safe from the world's prying eyes. But I saw everything. I felt everything. Understand this fact right away, my child. Let it sink into the deepest parts of your heart. I will always be mindful of you. I know everything that has happened to you in the past, every twist in your trip, and every problem you have faced. I am ready right now to change everything for you, to reverse the tide, and to start over. But before I say more, before I show you the entire extent of my restorative plan, I need to know that you are willing to accept what I'm giving you. I need to. If you really believe these words are meant for you, then you should see them as a direct message from my heart to yours. If you accept this reality and your spirit agrees with it, remember this moment. Tell everyone that you agree. Let your holy affirmation ring forth in the invisible regions. Your life has certainly had its share of problems and tribulations that made you doubt my constant concern and love for you. Difficult times, times of deep. The task made you question why I was there. I have always been there for you, my dear, never leaving you, not even for a single breath. I was there for you every time you thought you were completely alone and lost in sorrow. I was there to steady you, hold you solid, protect the holy integrity of your spirit, and make sure that your light, however dimmed, would never go out. I was there, and I'm still here now. I saw you in public embarrassment, the sharp pain of being exposed, the hurt that came from broken connections and relationships that perished, and the deep lack of faith that came from those closest to you, who should have been your strongest supporters. I observed you glance carefully into your own eyes, trying to figure out who you had become by looking at your mirror. You were wondering if the essence inside you had changed so much that you couldn't identify it. I saw you think about letting go, everything. Letting go of your innermost aspirations, your most cherished hopes, and all that once held significance and meaning for your spirit. I stood for you through every one of those terrible tests and every moment of despair. I held back energies that were far beyond what you could understand, powers that wanted to completely destroy you in the invisible realms and spiritual dimensions that you can't see. I kept you from going through worse difficulties and more pain, because my divine plan for you is for wholeness. For wholeness, for healing, not for endless sorrow, but to bring about a future full of hope, promise, and my presence. This moment right now, my darling, is really special to me. As my voice reaches you and these words resonate with your spirit, deep movement begins, stirs, and takes shape in the unseen spiritual currents that shape your life. I send out my messengers of truth and grace. There are declarations being made. New open paths appear in front of you, while old, limiting ones fade into the background. Every single bit of this enormous unfolding happens just for you, because of you, and as a response to your longings. If my words resonate to your inner self, and you know without a doubt that I am talking to you right now, then say so. Proclaim your rise. Don't keep this holy knowledge to yourselves. Say out loud that you won. Right. I am ready to set your intention to open the passage for these blessings to come into your life. I am waiting for your deep response because there is so much more I want to share with you, so much more to reveal about what is happening, stirring, and taking shape in your life right now. It makes me very happy and brings me great joy to have you here again, my child. Truly there, in heart and spirit. I knew you would come back to me seeking a deep understanding, a deep connection within yourself that understands what I say and knows the truth of my voice. People who are connected to me really know who I am and what I sound like. And I know each one of them by the deepest truth inside them, the part of them that is pure. I know the truth about you, my darling. I understand everything about you, every element of your spirit and every trip, no matter how hard it was. Now completely understand the deep, the ultimate purpose of what happens tonight at this holy hour. This is not a brief moment, but a period of exceptional importance. As you pay full attention, a huge wave starts in the invisible world. My holy messengers are sent out. Declarations are spoken out loud, and they resound through the realms. New paths appear, bright and clear, as old empty ones fade away into nothingness. Everything that happens is for you, because of your faithfulness, your strong spirit, and your brave choice to keep your trust and hope, even when all the light looked far away and the darkness was at its darkest. I feel a deep sense of justified anger that will last forever, and I will now tell you where it came from. Seeing the wrongs done to you so clearly makes me angry. I observed people who came into your life not with pure hearts, but only to get what they could. Hearts, but only for their own benefit, by the selfish pursuit of what they could get. They didn't really care about your well-being or love your spirit. They came to use us for their own gain, never really seeing or valuing who we are or how valuable we are. I didn't step in or let my whole sense of justice out. Instead, I waited quietly and patiently to see whether they would rethink their minds. If they chose a different route, one of honesty, their hearts would soften. But their goal was the same, unchanging in its selfishness. They thought your deep kindness and gentle spirit were signs of weakness, as if being kind meant being simple-minded, as if being generous meant being ignorant, or as if your endless compassion was a defect to be used against you. But I saw and remembered. People took advantage of your readiness to contribute and your open-handedness. Like a holy fountain, from which they took without thinking about how to fill it up again. They took all you gave them, but they didn't give anything back. Not even a simple thank you, not even a hint that they knew how much you had given up. People took advantage of your willingness to forgive, which is a divine characteristic in your spirit. How many times, my child, did you let the same individual go for the same mistake, the same crime? How many chances and possibilities for redemption did you provide when others might have just walked away and not looked back? How many times did you swallow your pain, your low self-esteem, and your deep anguish, and instead strive again and again to show grace? And what did this endless kindness get back? More betrayal, more disappointments, and a growing, frightening lack of care for your fragile spirit. But I observed every act. I felt every cut. My love, I won't let this go on any longer. What has happened is enough. My patient tolerance and long-suffering forbearance have reached their holy limit. The time for fair accounting and divine justice has come, as I now pronounce these words. I am full of love. Yes, a love that goes above all things, yet also the unchanging, fair principle of justice. When someone hurts someone I care about, someone I have carefully made and passionately loved, I will not stand by and do nothing. No, my love, I will get up. I shall go. I will act with the entire might of my eternal self. You have borne enormous and burdensome weights that were not designed for anybody else. Burdens that were never meant to be for your soft shoulders. You have taken on responsibility and faced the repercussions of things that were never your fault or your responsibility, but you took them without saying anything, and you were brave, but not anymore. My dear, you have often felt the need to explain why you are here, as if your unique light and energy made others uncomfortable or uneasy. But listen to this reality. I called you into being with a clear, unchanging purpose, a holy design that is a part of who you are. You are here because the world needs your unique essence, your special brilliance, and your unique contribution right now more than ever. And I, your divine source, will not let lies, misrepresentations, or the narrow views of others define who you are from this point on. I am the only one who can give you your definition. In the holy time that is coming, in the chapters that are yet to come I will start to pull you away from those people and things in your life that are not whole, that do not serve your best benefit, and that drain your spirit. Some will naturally go away, like leaves dropping from a tree at the right time of year. Others I will directly cause to move away, to get out of your way, because their time in your life is up. This is not leaving someone behind. This is a divine alignment. But my dear, even as these changes happen, a deep, lasting serenity will settle deep inside you, anchoring your spirit. You will finally stand strong and safe in your true self, free from the constant concern of being judged, used, or ignored. At some point, you will have a deep awakening when you realize that some people and weighty presences are no longer part of your sacred journey, and the sense of freedom that will come over you will be so full, so free, so liberating that you will realize it was not an empty gap left behind, but a huge open space made for real freedom, real joy, and real connection. There are times, my child, when I must gently steer some people away from your path. This is not a punishment for them, but a method to protect you. This isn't about how they compare to you, my darling. It's about your sacred being, your precious spirit, not being strong enough to handle what they have put on you. The weight of what they have put on you all the time. Your freedom is my first priority. I want you to be at peace. Even as I tell you these deep realities, my love, a face, a specific face, comes firmly to mind. Someone else, a dear soul who is likewise hurt and carries unseen burdens. Someone who needs this message from me just as much as you do. So, you are not a container, but a vessel. Let this blessing, this truth, let this heavenly vindication flow from you to someone else. Don't wait to pass this light on. Tell this person these things and pay attention, because I have a lot more to say about how your life is going and the things that will happen to the people who have hurt you. My dear, it is very important that you understand the holy nature of this area, this sacred realm where my words reach you. This is not just one of countless short paths, not one more sound in the noise of the earth. No, this is a holy place, a sanctuary I made with great care to share my honest and clear statements, my unfiltered truth, with many spirits that are looking for light. In a world full of doubt, where many words twist the truth and many lies regarding larger concerns stay around like shadows over the land, I wanted a safe place where my voice could be heard clearly and without distortion. Sonorous could echo without distortion, without misleading changes and without hidden goals, without the taint of human agendas. This is that safe place. Now, a lot of people, too many, are trying to use my power for their own short-term advantage. They pervert my holy words to fit their own needs, converting pure trust into a transaction and turning expectation into something that can be bought and sold, something that can be gotten by worldly means. But this presence, this holy communion is different and separate. In this sacred place I may talk to you directly, without any barriers or distance between us. And I ask for your willingness, your heart's desire, to help me reach even more people, more souls who are in need. When you accept this message with affirmation and a deep understanding in your spirit, you are doing more than just acknowledging it. You are telling everyone, both in the physical world and in the spiritual world, that what I say has a deep, eternal meaning. You are saying with all your heart that these truths, these divine revelations, should be heard by many other people. You are helping these words reach more troubled hearts, weary spirits, souls weighed down by the world's worries, and lives that want certainty and an anchor in the storm. Your support is a light. Every time a spirit, a precious soul decides to interact with our shared area in order to fully connect here, a divine portal opens up, enabling me to enter the world of someone who is standing on the edge, someone who is about to give up hope, someone who is ready to give up all hope, someone whose faith in goodness and self-confidence has been shaken, someone who no longer believes that good things, benefits, and divine provision are conceivable. When you make a promise, when you sharpen your spirit's perception, which is the inner knowledge that alerts you to my words and my guiding voice, you become part of a deep spiritual rejuvenation. You become an instrument in my care, a vessel of my light, helping to keep life going and bringing hope where there was none before. But my love, there is one more important reason I want you to be committed to this connection, this sacred communion. It is a cause that is deeply connected to your own particular journey. I have particular words, clear directions, and supernatural revelations for every chapter of your life and every season of your life. And I won't show them all at once. Not all at once in a huge flood. Not because I want to hide them from you, my dear, but because you aren't ready to take in all the truths at once. If you give everything now, it would be like trying to hold more than you can. A lot of it would be lost, blown away. So, I shall feed you little by little bit, day by day, moment by instant, with the soft beat of grace. Every day that goes by will give you a new insight and a clearer view of the bigger picture. One more step in your inner growth, one more layer of revelation, until you are completely remade, entirely renewed, fully brought back to completeness, to the radiant being I always intended you to be. But here is the important, obvious point, my darling. If you don't commit to this connection, if your spirit drifts away from this source, the divine roots or channels via which my words pass could become hard for you to see. You might miss important truths, deep insights, and clear instruction that I have uniquely prepared for you right now, for your urgent need. You might not get the obvious, unmistakable answer to the passionate request you made to me not long ago in the silence of your heart. You could miss the important knowledge you need to make that important decision, that important turning point that lies ahead of you. And I don't want this to happen, my darling. I don't want you to stay in the dark while other people move on with their lives. I don't want you to lose any grace, insight, divine provision, or certainty that could help you decide whether to give up hope or keep going with fresh strength, whether the storms get the best of you or you rise above them in victory, give in to the current or win in the end. No, I want you to win. Every step, every detour, and every hour of searching has brought you to this exact point, this sacred area. Because I led you, and my hand was on your road. You get these assertions now, these deep realities. Because I, in my infinite wisdom, made this exact moment happen, this holy meeting. And now I give you the chance, the heavenly chance, to make sure this is not the last time you hear my voice, not the last time we are together. I want to confirm this promise, that in your darkest hour of need tomorrow, or at any time of doubt, my guidance, provision, and consolation will find you once again clear and undeniable. So say this truth now with all the might of your spirit. Make a commitment to this road and this holy connection, and tune into your spirit. Sharpen your inner ear so that you can't understand or get any valuable insight is lost or hidden from you. Fulfill this as a show of confidence, a sacred agreement, an expression of your inner assurance, and a sign that you want to stay truly connected with me, tied in eternal communion. Stay here with me, my love, for I have so much more truth to share with you. Don't stray from this source, this wellspring of truth. Stay close to the voice that guides you and feeds your spirit. Stay here, tied to this holy place. Now, my love, let me talk about things that no one else knows. Things you have kept hidden deep in your heart, maybe because of great guilt, a burning regret, or a strong belief that no one on earth would really understand, or because you were afraid of being judged and found wanting. But I see them. I can see every scar that is buried. I have always known this even before you were born, from the very first minute you were made. Nothing is hidden from my eternal gaze. I know very well how many times you thought about giving up when the weight became too much to bear. I don't just mean the final departure, the last cessation. I know that some people have come close to that dangerous edge in their darkest hours. No, I'm talking about those times when your hopes and dreams turned into a dull haze. When your belief that good things would happen, experiences, supernatural provisions, and genuine blessings that could have come to you faded into a whisper and then into silence. I mean, when you stopped expecting even the smallest amount of respect or dignity from the people around you and your spirit became used to being ignored. You stopped believing that happiness, endless joy, and deep tranquility were your natural state and your heavenly inheritance. I know of many nights when you woke up feeling heavy and sad, with a deep weight on your heart. That empty, painful space inside you that makes you feel like it might really take your breath away and steal the air from your lungs. And in the dim, uncertain light, you gazed up, not with words but with a silent, desperate cry, saying, "When will this really end? When will this never-ending trial finally end?" I heard you, my dear. Every time, my dear, you asked with a heavy heart how much longer this hard path would last. The path ahead of you seemed to go on forever. You were curious when the heavy, invisible weight you were carrying would ultimately go away, when you could no longer handle it alone, fighting it on your own. Your questions and pleads seemed to fall on deaf ears, leaving you with a huge empty space where you wanted an answer. But I was paying attention. I was getting ready. I saw you feign calmness, my love, pretending everything was well, as if there was no storm raging inside, while deep down, your spirit felt broken, like it had been broken into many parts. You kept a steady face and a serene demeanor, carefully organizing your outer self before confronting the world. You gave off an air of calm strength, but deep down, your actual self wanted to be free, to get away from the charade. Inside, your tranquil refuge, the hallowed space of your spirit, seemed like it was falling apart, with its foundations shifting. After grueling days, after non-stop, I know that during hard times, you often went to your quiet area, your place of seclusion, to think about whether or not you wanted to keep going. You would think about it with a heavy heart. Why keep going? Should I just give up this fight and stop chasing after it? Your hard work and determination frequently felt like they weren't enough, like you weren't really seen. But I noticed and counted every effort. You gave everything, my child, pouring out your own being, but your gift was seen as lacking and not enough by other people whose views were wrong. You gave up your energy, time, and perhaps your life for others. But no one saw or acknowledged your passion and deep devotion. You put their wants and needs ahead of your own sacred needs, and you didn't even say thank you. There wasn't even a simple thank you in response. I know that getting turned down over and over again and always feeling like you're being ignored has made you push people away before they can hurt you, to put up walls so they can't ignore you again. You put up strong, high walls around the most sensitive parts of yourself, not because you want to be alone or need time alone, but because you really want to be near to someone, to connect with them, and to be in a real relationship with them. You really don't want to get injured again, or have additional wounds on your spirit. You don't want to trust again because you don't want to feel the pain of being betrayed. You keep portions of yourself hidden, the most valuable and fragile ones, parts. You are afraid that others will take advantage of your openness and your kind heart again. I know you have looked into your own eyes, my love, and seen yourself in the depths of your mirror. You were not happy with what you saw. I'm not talking about how you look on the outside or the body that holds your spirit. I'm talking about the person you feel like you are on the inside. The severe demands of the world and the constant strain it puts on you have toughened you and made you stronger. A shield around your soft spirit, it made you build a wall around yourself, a fortress of solitude. It taught you to hide your inner nature, your true beauty, just to get by and pass through the dangerous waters of life. It changed you, turned you into someone who is not you, not the beautiful spirit I made. Once your spirit seemed lighter, freer, and less weighed down. Your happiness came out easily, like a spring flowing up. You gave trust, more freely, with an open heart. Your love was given freely, without fear of suffering. But it seemed like those days were getting further away, didn't it? Life's bitter lessons taught you, nevertheless, that trusting someone often leads to misery and betrayal. That love, in its worldly forms, might cause grave wounds, and that being your real vulnerable self put you at danger of further pain and sadness. So you learn how to hide, how to wear different faces and masks, and how to keep your genuine sentiments hidden. Heart out of sight, safe from more injury. And I know, my darling, that in the solitude of your grief, you have silently questioned, why does this problem always coming back? If I am genuinely loved, why is this deep pain and constant wound not taken away from me? Why isn't any help coming, or divine intervention? Why is there simply quiet and silence when my spirit longs for a response or a clear sign? This deep doubt, like a constant current, has day by day worn down your conviction and distorted your picture of my constant presence. But my love, you need to accept this deep, unshakable truth and allow it sink into the very center of your being, into every fiber of your being. I have never left your side, not for a second, not for the smallest, most infinite decimal moment. I was there every time you felt completely alone, abandoned, or alone. I was there. I kept you up. My strong hand steadied your shaking spirit, stopping you from completely falling apart and gathering the precious pieces of your inner self that felt like they were about to break apart and scatter to the winds. You wouldn't have made it to this day, this holy moment of revelation, if I hadn't been with you. You wouldn't have found the hidden strength and divine will to keep going and trying. But I took care of your soul. I kept you close by tying you to me, and I'm still very close, closer than your breath, now and always. Now let me talk about the people who hurt you, the people who hurt your sensitive spirit. I saw everything, my love. Every single side, every bad thought, and every mean word. I heard every lie about you whispered in the dark. Every word was changed so much that it was unrecognizable. Every sacred truth became its opposite, and every bad story made with the only goal is to make you feel less valuable, to make other people think less of your bright spirit. I saw everything. I remember everything. I saw every sneaky thing you did, my child. Every quiet trick and every sly way they used to get you to change your mind, bend your will, and make you doubt what you know. Every time they changed what you said, turning your honest words into something you couldn't recognize, they made you doubt what you knew and your own sacred intuition. Every time they put the blame on you when it was never yours and never could be. They were very good at shifting blame, avoiding their own responsibility, and making you feel small, unimportant, and completely unimportant in their eyes. But not in mine. I witnessed that person pretend to care about you, my dear, and act like they loved you when all they really wanted was what you could give them and what they could take. They didn't care about you or your unique qualities. They only cared about what you could take, what they could take. Your valuable time, your important energy, your earthly possessions, your whole attention, and your sought-after approval. And when you had nothing left to give, when your wellspring was completely dry, when your spirit was completely drained, they threw you away without a second thought, as if you were easily replaced, as if your inner world, your fragile spirit, didn't have any deep grief or agony. But I saw everything, and I will keep in mind. I witnessed how deeply they betrayed you, my kid. They violated your precious trust, fractured the fragile vessel of your reliance, exposed your modest confidences, and utilized your sensitive regions. The things you told the people you were closest to, the ones you trusted the most, were used against you as tools and weapons to injure you and cause you pain. They opened up your private life, showing your weaknesses, shamed you in public, and took fun in their cruelty. They took pleasure in your pain. You didn't realize that the people you loved the most, the ones you thought were sacrosanct, made fun of you and your spirit. But I knew, I saw, and my heart ached with yours. I witnessed them make big promises to you, my love, that they never kept and never meant to keep. They gave you false optimism and made you think you were in a partnership with them. Then they left you halfway through, leaving you left behind, alone on your adventure. They promised to be there for you, to be your rock, but they vanished right when you needed them the most. They handled your deepest sentiments and emotions as if they were nothing, as if your inner life and sacred universe were nothing when you needed help. They don't care at all, but to me your inner life is everything. I witnessed them twist your view, my dear, and change how you see things, convincing you through small changes. People told you that the problem, the flaw, and the whole burden were yours, while in fact the problem, the flaw, and the whole burden were theirs. They said you were too sensitive, too emotional, demanded for too much, or were too complicated and hard to grasp. But all you really wanted, all your spirit longed for, were the simple courtesies and dignities that every exquisite spirit deserves. Respect, brutal honesty, and gentle, caring respect. These aren't big requests. You deserve them since they are what makes people good. I witnessed people take your ideas, your treasured insights, and your creative inspirations and say they were their own discoveries and deep thoughts. I saw people benefit from your hard work, taking the benefits that came from your hard work, your hard effort, and even taking the shine, the glow, from your own brightness. You stayed in the background the whole time, not seen, not noticed, not recognized. You deserved the praise, the awards, and the recognition that they got. But my scales of justice are right, and I witnessed them take advantage of how kind you are, my darling. Your kind heart is draining your strength, taking away your vital vitality, and always testing your limits, straining the limits of your endurance. They wanted to know how much pain you could handle, and how much sadness you could take, possibly hold. And you carried so much, my dear, much more than any spirit should. You took on more than was fair, more than was decent, and more than was meant for you. You gave them too many chances to reform and make things right, my child. You forgave them over and over again for everything they did wrong, showing them grace beyond measure. You kept trusting them and hoping they would change, even when there was no reason to believe it anymore. Proof that they are telling the truth. Your spirit is full of forgiveness, but even a spring might run dry if you keep drawing from it. My dear, I was so sad to see them misunderstand your kind character and caring attitude, thinking they were weak and a flaw to be taken advantage of. They were misguided to think that being kind and having a soft heart meant you were foolish and easy to fool, and that having a pure heart and a mind free of deceit meant you didn't know what you were doing or what you were doing, what they really wanted. How wrong they were, my darling. They were sure, without a doubt. They could always keep the truth from you, hide their bad plans, convinced your vision. Your kind nature made your inner sight too blurry and obscured to ever see clearly or figure out their lies. But I did see you, my dear. I saw you working hard to figure things out, be kind, and give people more chances. Always searching for decency and a hint of goodness in other people. Even though they kept showing you their genuine darker selves and their true goals, your spirit desired light. You forgive their bad behavior, even while they are in the dark, my dear. You forgave them for what they did wrong, telling yourself with a heart full of compassion. Things can be challenging for them right now. Maybe they didn't mean to hurt me. Maybe I'm overreacting and seeing too much. But what really made me sad? What brought a terrible pain in my eternal being? My child, it was watching you slowly and discreetly start to feel you deserved that treatment and that you deserved that agony. It was watching you take in their hurtful remarks and poisonous statements and let them into your spirit. It was seeing you doubt your own worth, your divine mission, and your own value. It was witnessing you look at yourself not through my loving eyes, but through the same critical, condemning eyes they used to look at you, with disdain and judgment. This, my kid, was the worst wound. Now, my dear, listen to what I have to say. It's done. No more of this pain. No more of this pain. I won't let these lies and sneaky whispers keep clouding your head and hiding your beautiful reality. I won't let these dark people and things keep hurting the sacred essence I gave you to dim the brightness I put in your spirit. Right now, at this very time, say with all your heart and soul, I receive to set free every weight, every load, and every constraint that has been put on your life, your journey, and your potential. Say it out loud. I am waiting for your action, for your faithful statement. You are with me again, really here and really linked. Good. Now I will show you in your mind's eye what is beginning, what is stirring, and what is taking shape in the secret places and unseen realms. All because of the strong, holy statement you just made, the order from God that you just spoke. My agents of fairness and divine justice have their holy orders. They are being sent out right now to talk to those who have hurt you and made you sad. They are going to every person, every individual who hurt you or did you wrong. And true fairness, divine equity, is now definitely happening. I'm not talking about revenge or getting even, punishment. I'm not telling you to do anything to hurt these people because it is not who you are or what I want you to do. No, I'm talking about my own righting of wrongs and my own heavenly vindication, the type that comes from the highest authority and the very core of justice. It's all done. It is fair. It is 100% sure. And that is completely in line with my eternal will. Those who caused you misery, who sowed seeds of sorrow in your life, will now have to deal with their own sadness, their own bad crop. People who took from you, who took what wasn't theirs, will be held responsible for every theft. People who lied about you and changed people's minds will be shown for who they really are. Their true objectives came out at the appropriate time and in the right way for everyone to see. And you, my darling, don't have to do anything. You don't have to get back at someone. You don't have to confront these folks to get them to act the way they always do. You don't have to tell everyone about someone's wrongdoings to make them known. You don't need to send messages asking for answers because their answers don't matter. You don't have to prove anything to anyone now that I know your truth. Just trust me, my darling, to put things right. Bringing about justice is my duty, my divine duty, and I will make sure it is done flawlessly and fully. You have paid attention, my dear, and heard what my heart said. My message has a light that is meant to light up numerous paths. Let it flow out if it has settled deeply in your spirit. Now be my messenger. Give this insight and comfort to 3 other people who feel lost or small. Don't keep this blessing to yourself. Let it spread over the world. My wisdom is always there for you, my love, and you can always count on it. Don't allow this moment of connection slip away. Join the faithful few who lean into my voice every day. Come back for more wisdom and walk with me every day, confident that I will always be there for you. My pledge to you, my kid, will never change. Now I want you to make your own promise. Say it out loud. Let your voice show that you trust and embrace. State, I am back, and know that I am waiting for you to step up and uphold your word. Now go, my dear, and know. My serenity is always with you, a loving presence that guides your every step and shields your spirit from all damage. You are loved dearly and will always be.